Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, as you can probably tell from the title, we're going to be talking about fitness goals. Now most people during this time of year, they're like, oh, you know what? New Year's is just this close, I might as well just wait until New Year's. And I get it. Honestly, I was about to do that. But then I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, self, you know what? If you wait, you're not going to do it. It's kind of like when it's a Friday and you're ambitious and then you say, yeah, but I'm gonna do it on Monday. And then guess what? You never do it. So today we're gonna be going over fitness goals. If any of you guys are like me and you just wanna get a head start on the new year, because why not? Stay tuned, we can do it together. I'll walk through some of mine and then you can set yours as well. So if you are going to go along and do this with me, go ahead and grab a pen and a paper to write down what your fitness goals are. Now don't grab some random paper that you know you're going to throw away later. No. Grab an important notebook. Right here I have my journal. It's by my side every single day. I constantly write in this so I know I'll see it. Make sure that wherever you're writing this is somewhere where you're going to see it and be reminded. That way you don't just write them down and then poof, next week you totally forget you even did this. So I'll let you start there and then go ahead and brainstorm what your fitness goals are. Now I went ahead and I already wrote down all of my fitness goals in my notebook that I just want to walk through with you guys, because not only am I writing down my goals, but I also want to talk through how I plan on reaching them, which after this video you can kind of see how I plan on doing it, and then go ahead and just next to your goals write down how you plan to execute these. Because honestly, a goal, when you write it down, it's really just that. You have to have some sort of plan of attack, or else the likelihood of it happening kind of goes down the toilet. So let's get started and I will walk through some of my fitness goals with you. Goal number 1 is to start tracking my macros again. Yes, I stopped for quite a long time. As many of you know, earlier this year, I injured my back, which when it happened, I wanted to share so much of the journey and talk about it as like, this is such a good opportunity to share it with people. And then I ended up sucking at it so bad because I was so down in the dumps that I really didn't want to talk about it at all. And before that happened, I had been on like a couple months of training really intensely, tracking my food, really cutting down just to look good and feel my best. And when I injured my back, it crashed and went to heck, and now I'm just ready. I'm ready to get back on the train, because for the last little while I haven't been training with purpose. I've just been training, which training is still training, but it feels better if you have some sort of purpose, something that you're doing it for. You're going in with a plan. It just feels better. And I want to be more careful about what I'm putting into my body as well, because honestly, I've been eating like crap. I've been eating lots of sugars, lots of cheese, lots of bad, just lots of not good for me. And I want to get it under control because I don't feel my best. It doesn't help me emotionally, it makes my skin look bad, and on top of, not training properly, it just doesn't, just no. Now, how I plan on executing this. I already took the liberty of reorganizing my phone. I'll actually show you guys. I cleaned off the entire front page on my phone and I put MyFitnessPal, which is what I use to track my calories and my macros, right here in the corner in the most accessible spot. So MyFitnessPal will just be right there in front of my face as soon as I open my phone every single time. But additionally, and you'll see as I show you guys the goals that I've written down as I go, I plan on staying accountable with this by sharing at least one meal tracked per day on my Instagram stories. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to check me out. I put a lot of fun stuff over there. So that is goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to improve my mobility and my flexibility. Now this is something that I've cared about for a long time and I didn't take too seriously, and then after I injured myself I took very, very seriously. But on top of just wanting to do it to prevent injury and just have a healthy body, it's also kind of weird. When I was younger I did gymnastics and I did cheer and I was really bendy. And now, since I haven't been taking care of my body the last however many years it's been since then, and I haven't been stretching and doing all the things I'm supposed to stay mobile, there's some times where I'm like, I can't do that. My body will hurt. And I don't want to think that way. I am only 24 years old. I should be able to do a back handspring without worrying about hurting my back. You know what I'm saying? So I want to work on my mobility and my flexibility. Now, this is one goal. I'm actually not sure how I'm going to pull it off. One thing I do know is I'm going to dedicate at least 3 days a week to stretching. I watch a lot of TV in the evenings, so during my TV watching times, I plan on just stretching. I noticed, and this is why it's been such a pain for me, is because I've played around with it. I've played around with stretching before and after workouts, and it made my time at the gym too long. I have told myself, stretch every single day, and it was just like way too overwhelming, and so I just didn't even do it. So I'm going to try and start slow with this, do it 3 times a week, just in the evenings at my home, not worry about anything else. Now with this, you guys will have to let me know. I will think about doing an accountability video, some type of video showing my progress with this. Let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you'd be interested in, or if you're just more interested in like the muscle stuff. Alright, so that is goal number 2 and how I plan to actually reach it. Goal number 3 is to put more mass on my legs. You guys, this is actually probably one of my number 1 goals, and I should have just put it as the first one, but I was like, but who really cares? I mean, it's my list of goals. But I have this thing, you know, where some guys say, my arms are never gonna be big enough. Well, that is how I feel about my legs. I constantly feel like they are way too small. I want them bigger. I want fish belly hamstrings. I want a nice glute ham tie-in, you know, separated quads. I just want the whole shebang. I want big girl tree trunk legs. It's just what I want. And additionally, I have a goal that I've had since like 6 months ago probably, haven't taken it seriously yet, that I really want to happen, and that is to see a vein in my leg. I don't care where it is, I just want to be able to see a vein. Now the thing with this is, like, you can't cut and bulk at the same time. What I plan on doing is doing strength workouts to add mass to my legs, but gradually, because I'm just going to eat a maintenance amount of calories and track it using MyFitnessPal. So I'm hoping with this, that I can build my legs slowly while still not gaining, you know, too much extra body fat, and then eventually my muscles will expand, and then boom, a vein will just appear on my legs one day. I don't know. The second part to this goal might have to wait, because I do hold a good chunk of my body fat in my legs, and so I might have to wait until I do an official cut in the future. We will see, but that is one of the things that I want to do. Now, how I plan on implementing this. I intend on still doing my 2 leg days per week, but training with more structure. Like I said, recently I've just been kind of training. I haven't been training with purpose, so I've been training 1 day, taking 2 days off, training 3 days, taking 1 day. You know, it's just been very inconsistent. So having a consistent training schedule with consistent training days, rest days, that way my body is being put under tension at specific times. And that way I can really track as well, week to week, the progress on my legs. The other thing that I want to do is to at least once a week wear shorts. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. This is something I've been avoiding doing. Number 1, because Gymshark makes pretty epic leggings that I want to wear all the time. But aside from that, I have some cellulite on my thighs. And I shouldn't be ashamed of this. No one should be ashamed of their cellulite, and I preach it to others, therefore preaching it to myself, but there's still some times where it just gets to you, doesn't matter who you are. But on the back of my legs, that's where I hold all of my cushion, and that's where I have some cellulite. But at least once a week, I'm going to wear shorts, flaunt it, also so I can watch my leg, visually see my leg as I'm training them. I know it sounds silly, but that's just something that I'm going to do for that goal. So goal number 4, and you'll notice as we start to go throughout this that a lot of the goals kind of intertwine with each other. But goal number 4 is to track my strength progress from week to week. Now with this, I'm not necessarily planning on doing it with my upper body, because my upper body is kind of where I want it to be as far as strength and how it looks and everything like that. But specifically with my legs, I want to track my strength, because I'm going to be doing strength workouts anyways to be putting on mass for my legs. And I don't know, it's been a while since I've pushed myself and even tried to hit a new PR because it's just not really what I do. So I want to see how I can grow every single week. And I'm going to do that just by starting my first leg day, tracking what I can do, you know, for my squats, deadlifts, and then each new time that I do that, tracking the weight that I do. That one's pretty simple. So let's move on to goal number 5. Goal number 5 is to improve my core strength and my posture. Now, I feel like I've said strength already 1,000 times in this video, but what I mean by this one is something very different to what I mean when I talk about my legs. And with this, it's mostly important to me because when I hurt my back, one of the biggest problems that I had was my posture and my core strength. It wasn't holding my lower back in the position it was supposed to be. I had a really bad anterior pelvic tilt, and so I'm still, to this day, working on correcting that. And what I plan on doing is creating 1 ab training day per week. Now, my previous ab days have really just focused on getting that 6-pack, but I want to include more that works the inner part of the abs, the corset of your abs, if you will, just to keep things nice and tight, have a nice, stable, strong core by doing things like planks and actually, you can just wait and see what workouts I put out for that. But having 1 dedicated day to abs every single week, which honestly I used to do in the past, but that was another one of the things that I kind of let go as I started to be more unstructured with my workouts. So a lot of what I'm doing is really tying into having that set plan of what I'm training every single week, when I'm taking rest days, what body parts, all that kind of fun stuff. But with posture, I know I said that I like my upper body how it is as far as size, but I do want to do some movements that help train my shoulder blades to roll back and stay into place, which I'll be incorporating on things like my chest, shoulders, and back days. Let's move on to goal number 6. All right, I feel like goal number 6 and goal number 2 kind of go hand in hand, and that is because it is to include 1 functional training day every single week. That's really where I'm just gonna let go of all my love for bodybuilding, because I do love it, but push my body to see what my actual body itself can do. And I feel like a lot of being able to do that also requires flexibility and mobility, and can actually help with your flexibility and mobility. And again, my plan of attack to be able to reach this goal is to place it into my training split every single week. That way I don't forget about it, and it's not just on the back burner, it's on my actual training plan. Boom, 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 and I can just make sure to hit it. Well, hello you guys, it's me, Editing Chris, and I noticed, and you probably noticed too if you're actually reading the screen, I totally skipped number 6, and I called number 7 number 6. So my 6th goal was to increase my cardiovascular strength. I'm just gonna go through this real fast, and the way I'm doing that is just by adding cardio at the end of all my workouts. Boom. All right, let's get back to the video. Now last, but certainly not least, number 8. Goal number 8, and that is to stay accountable by sharing these goals and my journey to reach them with all of you guys. Now, if you're doing this at home, you've written down your goals and how you plan to attack them, I highly encourage that you put 1 way to stay accountable to these goals on that list. Whether it's being like me and posting it online, maybe you create a fitness accountability page on Instagram or Facebook. Honestly, that's how I started way back in the day, so that's kind of what I fall back on. But you could also do this with a friend. You could do it with a training group at your local gym. Just find some way to keep yourself accountable, and that will really help you hit all these different goals. All right, you guys, those are my fitness goals. I hope that you set some as well, and I also hope that you enjoyed this video. I look forward to honestly doing this for myself, sharing it with you guys. I know that the accountability of that will be a big help to me, and I hope that your new fitness goals, whether they start now or on New Year's, go incredibly well for you, and I hope this video helped just a little bit. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss future videos like this one.